So you see a lot of new providers coming into this space and offering that converged platform, if you will. What's the solution for the incumbent providers that aren't yet quite at the SASE level? Are they going to just make a bunch of acquisitions and consolidate all these solutions into one platform? Or
that's going to be the attempt. Okay. So I think according to Gartner, they speak to more customers every year than anyone. So a lot of their feedback, which is heavily detailed in the white paper I mentioned that was published in August of 2019, it's titled The Future of Networking and Security is in the Cloud. And it's really a call to action for the vendor community. It's a aspirational framework for customers and what to look for and where the future is going.
What to want, basically.
That's exactly the questions they should ask of their vendors and things like that. But it's really, from a deeper read, it's really a call to action to the vendor community. It's basically Gartner telling Cisco, hey, your customers really want you, instead of just slapping your logo at the top of all of your acquisitions, your customers really want you to integrate all these elements into a best-of-breed code base and then have it as a converged solution delivered from the cloud, something that Cisco can't really do today in full for all of its networking and security glory. Palo Alto, your customers really want you to not just do a premise-based or cloud-delivered security solution. They want you to include all the networking optimization too, so that the IoT devices are able to connect to other IoT devices laterally, and users are able to connect to other work groups in a policy-enforced but also optimized way. So it's basically a call to action for Palo Alto to add SD-WAN, which they're now attempting to do through their Prism cloud architecture. It's going to take them some time to get things together there. Fortinet has now released a SD-WAN and security converged solution. Again, there's a centralized cloud management aspect to it, but it's all the actual instances live in the box. And then they keep reiterating the box. So you have some Fortinet customers that have the D models, some have E models, some have F models. And this is a point of frustration with a lot of enterprises because those elements are all designed to talk to each other, but they live in their own instance. So if you want to make a policy change, sometimes you have to do it in multiple places, and customers hate that. As well as capabilities continue to evolve over time, you have to keep refreshing those boxes. It's required. If you take all the intelligence out of those boxes and move it into a cloud-delivered architecture, which again is difficult to do. Checkpoint tried to do it. Several other companies have tried to do it and not done so well. That's what customers want, because I believe of the success of Salesforce.com, Office 365, UCaaS. It's now the expected model to consume a lot of these applications. So SASE, because of the enterprise demand for that framework, Gartner projects actually that this is going to ascend very rapidly from a sub 1% market share adoption today in the enterprise to a little over 40% by 2024. Personally, we think Gartner's a little nuts in that projection, because we're talking about a total addressable market between managed security services and all of the related networking appliances and security appliances. We're talking about around 540 to 560 billion a year in addressable market. So it'd be a huge transformational shift in the IT industry in general. In a very similar tectonic manner as the UCaaS paradigm completely shifted how PBXs were handled, right, and all of its related functions were sold. Obviously, you don't want to be a call accounting vendor today. You'd rather deliver UCaaS solutions that are more holistic in nature. So this SASE architecture is similarly holistic in nature, where in the same manner that UCaaS consumed literally call accounting, call recording, and voicemail as separate functions, SASE will consume SD-WAN in its entirety, as well as next-gen firewall, CASB, cloud security solutions, intrusion detection, anti-malware. All those separate functions that are sold separately today will be part of a more converged architecture. And what Gartner projects is that Cisco will find a way to do this. Palo Alto will find a way to do this. Fortinet and others will find a way to do this. Also, some of the CDN providers, the content delivery network providers like Akamai, because a lot of traffic is pulsing in and out of their architecture, having a SASE deliverable solution to their customers makes sense for them to create a competitive offering. So Gartner actually believes that those types of providers can play in this space too. Ultimately, and they believe it's more 7 years out plus, AWS, Microsoft, as well as GCP, the Google Compute Architecture, because they're selected infrastructure as a provider choices, and all the traffic is pulsing in other architectures, them offering this converged networking and security paradigm is entirely plausible as well, although they're a little far off from it.